Holy Paladin Beginner Guide. This video should give you an idea what your spells do and in what order to press them. Talent import codes are in the pinned comment and will be updated through future patches. Paladin specifics. Beacons. They provide damage reduction and they heal the players carrying them when you heal the players not carrying beacons. We can manually place 2, while the Apex Talents provides 1 more that moves on its own. The first 2 need to be placed on the tank and on 1 ranged DPS. This is mostly due to Beacon of the Lightbringer, allowing our mastery to radiate from beacon targets. Regarding the attention we give our mastery, due to the aforementioned talent, it does not change gameplay. It is just a nice heal increase. Okay, so how about actual healing? Paladin's spells are either builders, which generate holy power up to 5, or spenders, which use 3 holy power for some big heals. First, let's talk builders. Flash of Light or filler, a quick and cheap cast that does a small heal. Holy Shock with better healing and some nice procs. This can also be used to damage. Judgment, a builder that has some healing effects, but we do not press it outside of damage rotations. And finally, Holy Light, which, while technically a builder, is so strong and costly it will be covered in the cooldown section. Holy Shock has 2 special features. 1, while above 70% health and casting on others, it applies a healing absorb on yourself in exchange for greater healing. And 2, it can proc Infusion of Light, which increases our next flash of light and makes it instant, or makes our judgment slightly stronger and generates 2 holy power. The proc is nice but does not change rotation. We still cast Flash of Light. While these spells do some modest healing, their main utility is in the fact that each generates 1 holy power, up to 5, to be used by our spenders. Next, spenders. Eternal Flame, a big single target heal with a hot. Light of Dawn, an AoE heal that hits up to 5 targets. Lastly, Shield of the Righteous for AoE damage, mana return, and some other small niche buffs. Light of Dawn hits up to 5 targets, and only in this scenario is better than Eternal Flame, by a small margin. Therefore, use it only when you have 5 targets to heal. All of these spenders cost 3 holy power and are the main healing source for us. There is also a 15% chance when using a holy power spender to make the next one free and 15% stronger. This next spender can also proc again and again and again and again and again. I have seen people recommend Shield of the Righteous to get mana back. No. It generates 3000 mana, while the cheapest builder is 1500. Factoring in mana regen, you do actually gain mana, but you need 6 shields for 1 holy light. Overall damage rotations is not something I recommend to beginners anyway, and if you do run out of mana, just use the normal rotation, which costs about as much mana as you regenerate. And stop casting so many holy lights. Cooldowns. Divine Toll. This casts 5 holy shocks with all the associated proc chances. It also triggers one of the free procs mentioned beforehand. Avenging Wrath, which generates 2 holy power and increases further healing. And finally, Aura Mastery, which empowers your current aura. Sometimes, when pressing Divine Toll, you have no choice. Party is low HP, I need heal, I press heal. However, if you have the chance, ensure you have 0 holy power and no Infusion of Light procs. The other thing is that these procs are heroic talents, making our next 2 spenders apply Dawn Light for a nice heal increase. Aura Mastery, I forgot to talk about auras. Make sure you always enable Devotion Aura. That's it. Aura Mastery grants a decent damage reduction buff. Avenging Wrath, again, try not to press it while above 3 holy power. Also, it makes your next 2 holy lights instant and cheaper. Actually, let's cover holy lights now. While technically a builder, because it generates 1 holy power, it heals a lot. Despite the slightly longer cast time, the reason we do not press this over all other builders is the insane mana costs. We have approximately 20 casts before we run out of mana. Baseline mana costs are barely exceeding mana regeneration. So, you can view mana as exclusively for Holy Light for now. Rotation. Press Holy Shock while available and fill in with Flash of Light or Judgment if moving around and cannot cast. Spend it on Light of Dawn if you have 5 damaged party members, or Eternal Flame if not. If healing does not suffice, supplement with a cooldown. Aura Mastery before the damage, Avenging Wrath or Divine Toll during the damage. As for targeting, Flash of Light is stronger on targets with a beacon, Eternal Flame is stronger on yourself, Holy Light and Holy Shock is stronger on other players. As I have stated before, beacons heal targets when you cast on others. I am mentioning this because a lot of people make it sound like healing the Apex beacon target is huge because of the 20% extra heal. I disagree. If you do heal that target, you lose the 25% transfer. So, for the most part, healing the Apex beacon results in a zero-sum game. I'll talk more of this in the advanced video, but as a beginner, ignore the Apex beacon. Holy Light is an exception due to the massive healing that sometimes overheals. It feels particularly bad to press on any beacon carrier. Next, I will talk about Raid versus M+ differences. This concludes the differences between Raid and M+. Moving on. Let's talk about utility and some of the strong externals. Lay on Hands is a massive high cooldown heal. Blessing of Protection is an interesting spell that, for beginners, it can either protect a DPS that has aggro, or can make a tank drop all aggro and wipe you. I'm not joking, do not cast this on the tank. Blessing of Sacrifice, which is our external, do note this is a 15% damage reduction, but the other 30% is transferred to us. It is also theoretically incapable of killing us as it stops functioning below 20% HP. Blessing of Freedom removes roots and slows from targets, which will see a lot of usage this season. Intercession is our combat res, Divine Protection for an off GCD defensive, the almighty Divine Shield, and finally some CCs. Last thing is gearing. Wowhead has pretty accurate and updated info here. Mastery is the most important stat. Haste and Crit are equal in second place, with Versa being the worst. For tier set, we avoid the legs slot because of stats. Also, the tier set is decently strong compared to other healers. Trinkets, I mostly agree. Emerald Coaching Whistle is not listed, however, and if you consider the stats given to allies as well, it is an insanely good trinket. And that is about it for a quick beginner Paladin guide. This class is a strong contender for M+, and a not so strong one for raids, but I do expect it to scale with gear slightly better than the other healers. I will release an advanced guide soon, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment or join the Discord. Bringing a log I can look at also helps. And again, and again, and again. Honestly, this is like playing a guilt-free slot machine.